I haven't watched a single episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's why I think I'm the ideal person to redesign the characters. Usually in my redesign videos, I pick media that I'm either extremely familiar with or do a ton of research. Not in this case. Even if I haven't watched the show, I've been experiencing second-hand exposure by friends and mutuals that are fans of it. I didn't really notice how much I knew about the characters until I realized that I knew all of the main characters by name. So for this challenge, I'll be redesigning the main 6 based on my limited knowledge and assumptions about them. We are obviously starting with Twilight Sparkle, because if there's one thing I'm sure of, is that she is the main character. The plot of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is that a unicorn named Twilight Sparkle gets called by Princess Celestia to the Kingdom of Equestria because she gotta learn about the magic of friendship. And there she meets other ponies, and each one has like an element of friendship, like kindness and loyalty and homosexuality, and she also has a dragon friend. And the princess has an evil twin sister that later gets redeemed. In Discord, I know that one. And sometimes they get transported to an alternate reality where they are humans. And their human designs are kinda ugly. And Weird Alt is dating Pinkie Pie. I know Twilight was the nerdy girl, and I decided to push that to the extreme. Like, girl gotta study how friendship works, that's a bit too relatable. That's why I'll be diagnosing my Twilight with autism! I don't know how socially awkward the original Twilight was, but this one, oh, you better believe she's gonna struggle getting her friendship powers. She would be way colder and people could always assume she's angry. But she's just an introvert. People that know her know that she's very kind. I changed her colors for them to be more like Twilight is. And also because if I kept her original color palette, she could have looked a bit too much like Stalking Anarchy. To make her even nerdier, I gave her glasses. But at the same time, I had to remind myself that these are marketable ponies, so I gotta make her fashionable. I gave her a backpack so she could carry her books and notebooks, and I thought it could be a nice touch to give her a writing quill behind her ear that she could potentially use to take notes and stuff. Also, a feather could reference her alicorn wings in whatever season or movie she gets them. When I was deciding what color to make the quill feather, I thought blue could give it a nice pop. So I thought of birds with blue feathers, and the blue jay came to mind and... Wait, no. Anyways, here's Twilight Sparkle. I think Pinkie Pie is the most popular character. At least that's the one I saw the most being advertised when I was a kid. Probably because of the pink bean girl toy color part of the marketing. And looking at her design, I think she's the most simple one. That is not a bad thing per se. It's just that she is a normal pony with not really an accent color or distinct feature. And at least Applejack has a cowboy hat to make her different, you know? But that might be the reason why she is so popular. Anyways, I decided to give my Pinkie Pie an actual pie motif. Her hair and tail are still curly, but I wanted to shape them like strawberry swirls. Her body kinda resembles a little pie, and she's also covered with sprinkles. Her cutie mark were originally balloons. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned it, but I also wanted to try to redesign the cutie marks. So yeah, they were balloons because I think she's really into partying or is a party organizer. Well, I changed it to a birthday cake so it also keeps her theme, but also referencing more the pie aspect. There was a distinct lack of pie in the original Pinkie Pie design. I have no idea if there's any law reasons for that, and I'm ruining her character or something, but I like pie, so let's move on. Fun fact, I remember when I was in middle school, some older kids from my game programming class showed me those gore My Little Pony YouTube animations. Oh, the good old YouTube times. Well, anyways, Pinkie Pie is done. I think this redesign is one of my favorites. It looks very cute and kinda edible. The new ponies, guys. Rainbow Dash. What to say about her? That was a genuine question. You're gonna see that the more this video progresses, the less I know about certain characters. I know that she's the edgy, cool pony, and to be honest, most of the stuff I know about Rainbow Dash are from those My Little Pony memes that were something like, every time you call Rainbow Dash a lesbian, it rains somewhere. I don't know why I find them so funny. You're gonna see later with Fluttershy too that I tried to give Pegasus a bit more bird features, like feathers also on the tail and other parts of their body. Additionally, for Rainbow Dash, I thought the idea of giving her markings that look like puffy clouds could be extremely cute, so I went with that direction. For her cutie mark, I didn't really change it that much, apart from changing the white cloud for a storm one, because I thought that could fit her personality a bit more. I also gave her goggles because I gave every other character some sort of accessory, and I'm sure for someone that is always flying fast, they will come in handy. Or you could say, come in hoovy. Guys, please don't click out. And talking about accessories, I've always thought that Rarity's design was too plain for being the fashion lover of the group. That's why I've given her a scarf, some ribbons, and jewelry. I wanted to make her purple hair a bit lighter and different from Twilight's, since they are both purple unicorns. I mean, she is white with a purple mane, but you know what I mean. I thought giving her white eyelashes could make her look very pretty, and overall, I wanted to give her a more sophisticated look. Her cutie mark is the one that changed the most because I found the original one to be boring. It's just some diamonds. That feels fake. I thought of her fashion design aspect and thought of giving her a needle and a button to represent a seamstress, and I thought of making a diamond needle for extra fanciness and as a nod to her original cutie mark. And yeah, I think that's perfect. For the unicorns, I wanted them to look more mystical and magical, like traditional unicorns, instead of just a horse with a horn. I want their figures to be more elegant, and their tails to also be like a classic unicorn. I understand why they make all the ponies look so similar, it's just easier, especially considering they wanna use the same molds for the toys. But it's my redesign and I think it's a missed opportunity not to make the ponies, Pegasus and unicorns more different from each other. I hope Rarity fans are happy with this design, she's one of the ponies that I saw the least amount of toys when I was younger, so I hope I did her justice. Another pony that I think was even less popular was Applejack. She was definitely the easiest one to design. Just your average country girl pony. I thought braiding both her hair and tail could look very cute, and I also gave her a green bow in her hat that kinda resembles apple leaves. And I tried to mimic the patterns of spotted horses since they had freckles in the original show. So I thought of pushing that even further and... guys, I have nothing else to say about her. Yeah, Cowboy Apple Pony. I just gave her some little adjustments. She works. Let's go. Finally, Fluttershy, who is my favorite one. I've always loved characters that love animals, so if I had watched the show as a kid, she could have been my favorite. I like Fluttershy's design. It's very cute. But I decided to slightly shift the hues to earthier ones to represent her love for nature. I thought changing the teal accents for green could really make her stand out a bit more. I gave her a green bandana because I pictured her always working in her garden, and I also covered her hair on leaves and little flowers. As I said before, I wanted her to have more bird features, so I added some extra feathers all over her design. I kept the butterfly cutie mark, but slightly modified the colors and shapes. Overall, I didn't change that much of her design, but I personally really liked the small adjustments to reflect her character better. And look at that! We're done! Here are all the designs. Which My Little Pony character is your favorite? Which one of my redesigns do you like the most? Do you think I've accurately portrayed the characters, or have I accidentally mischaracterized them? Let me know in the comments. This was a very fun video to make. I think everyone should draw anatomically incorrect ponies every once in a while. And thank you to my lovely patrons, Austin Graff, RCT, NetTip Art, D, Rice, Wolf Mitchell, Soapy Soapster, and Pedalbook Interactive. If you liked this video, here's another one you might enjoy. In any case, see you in the next video. Bye!